Sage Abhinavagupta of Kashmir by Eva and Tiya Kaul.
Hi, my name is Eva Kaul, and I go to Ladue Middle School in St. Louis, Missouri, and I will be going to 7th grade this year.
Hi, my name is Tiya Kaul, and I also go to Ladue Middle School in St. Louis, Missouri. I will be starting 6th grade this year. History of Kashmir. Back in 100 AD, Kashmir was part of the Kushan Empire. The Kushan Empire was founded by Gujula Gatfises, but his grandson Kanishka was the reason it reached its peak. Kanishka was a Buddhist emperor who expanded the empire as far as Varanasi and took over areas in present-day China. Then after the Kushan Empire ended in 375 AD, Kashmir became part of the Gaikota Empire, which began in 625 CE and ended in 885 CE. India is a vast country with many states. One of these states is called Kashmir. Kashmiri is one of the many languages spoken in Kashmir. Most people in Kashmir wear fedoons. Fedoons consist of two gowns, one over the other. The fedoon is worn by both men and women. Kashmir is a very diverse place. A few religions, also the main ones practiced there, are Hinduism, Buddhism, Sikhism, and Islam. Birth and family of Sage Abhinavagupta. Sage Abhinavagupta was born in 950 AD. AD stands for the year of the Lord. He was born in Kashmir in a Kashmiri Brahmin family. He had two siblings, his brother Manoratha and his sister Amba. His mom Vimala died when he was only 2 years old. After the death of Sage Abhinavagupta's mother, his father, Nadisamagupta, had to raise their 3 children all by himself. The works of Sage Abhinavagupta. Sage Abhinavagupta was a Saiva philosopher, mystic, and an aesthetician, which means he believed that Lord Shiva is the supreme being. He was also an influential poet, musician, agate, theologian, and logician. He studied strong influences on India. The works of Sage Abhinavagupta, Part 2. After completing his extensional studies and stages of realizations, Sage Abhinavagupta lived out his rest of his life as a teacher. He turned his home in Kashmir to an ashram, which is a hermitage in India, where he taught children. His learnings and teachings he passed on to the citizens of Kashmir helped impact the Hindu culture in Kashmir in a great way. The teachings of Sage Abhinavagupta. Sage Abhinavagupta had many teachings. One of them was the theory of rasa. There are 9 rasas. They are Shringara, which means love or beauty, Hasya, which means laughter, Karuna, which means compassion, Raudra, which means anger, Vira, which means courage, Payanka, which means fear or sadness, Pipatsa, which means disgust, Adbhuta, which means surprise, and Shanta, which means peace. They make up the Navarasas. Sage Abhinavagupta created the 9th rasa, Shanta, which means peace. The purport of the Gita Artha Sangraha according to Sage Abhinavagupta. Gita Artha Sangraha, which is pronounced Gita Artha Sangraha, which is a reflection and commentary of the Bhagavad Gita, a holy book of the Hindu culture. Sage Abhinavagupta commented and reflected on what he thought is the meaning of Bhagavad Gita. According to him, Mahabharata shows that the principal value, which is pradhana phalam of it is liberation, which is well taken care of by virtue and dharma. What interested sage Abhinavagupta in the Bhagavad Gita? Sage Abhinavagupta was one of the greatest thinkers of his time. He became attracted to the Bhagavad Gita by the profound philosophy found in the book. He was also attracted by the practical approach to arrive at a sort of balance amidst different Indian philosophical systems. He was also interested in the remarkable flexibility displayed in the language of the book. He included language like that in many of his writings, such as the Sri Tantraloka, Param Arthasara, and Ishvara Prati Abhinavagupta. Other philosophers who studied the Bhagavad Gita. There were other philosophers who studied the Bhagavad Gita, such as Adi Sankara, Bhaskacharya, and Rajanka Namakanta. They had their own approach, teachings, and understandings to the Bhagavad Gita. Many times, they did not agree with each other. Introduction of Prativijna. Sage Abhinavagupta's ideas were different than any others. He is the one who introduced us all to Prativijna. Prativijna is a school of Kashmiri Shaivism, which teaches you that Lord Shiva is the ultimate reality. There are two aspects to it, Antradasa and Apardasha. Antradasha, in this state, Lord Shiva is free from Aham and Idam. Aham means arrogance, while Idam means location or place. Apardasha is where here Lord Shiva's desire, knowledge, execution, and power are shown by various objects in the process of creation. Lord Shiva is the cause of the world and has executing powers and knows everything. By contemplating him, people attain oneness with him. How I think living at Sage Abhinavagupta's time would be like. I think it would be a very serene experience to live during the same time as Sage Abhinavagupta's, because he had written the 9th rasa just then and had given a sense of peace to the citizens of Kashmir. It would also give me the chance to explore different regions of Kashmir that were there before our time. How Sage Abhinavagupta affected Kashmir. Sage Abhinavagupta had a huge effect on Kashmir. He installed peace in the citizens' minds. He also helped the citizens understand the whole concept of Kashmiri Shaivism by writing the Sri Tantraloka, an encyclopedia based on Kashmiri Shaivism. The 9 rasas helped install a sense of religion and discipline in the citizens of Kashmir. Sage Abhinavagupta once said that the absolute consciousness is manifest here in every circumstance of daily life, because it is everywhere full and perfect. Consciousness is said to be the cause of all things because it is everywhere emergent as each manifest entity. He also said that the ultimate consciousness is always present everywhere. It is beyond space and time, with not before or after. It is undeniable and obvious. So what can be said about it? My opinions and understandings on Sage Abhinavagupta. My opinion on Sage Abhinavagupta is that he was a calm and tranquil sage who helped add peace in Kashmir. I also think that he was very helpful by contributing to many things, such as the addition of the 9th rasa to the Navrasas and writing the Sri Tantraloka. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video about Sage Abhinavagupta and learned something new today.